have a young population of children. There's a lot of elders that are living the longest over there, and it just is very disgusting. That being said, all I'm saying to you is that you don't have to run out of anything. When people are like, oh, why are you running away? Do I look like I'm running? I'm enjoying myself in a beautiful other country that I haven't visited before, meeting some amazing beings, having telepathic messages from other beings from other worlds. That isn't running. That's literally making a choice to be outside of the realm of infiltration, chemicalization, and terraforming a body to be as low vibrational as possible to make it easier to make people transition earlier. You don't have to run if you make decisions that are preempting what your Willy Wonka systems are doing. So please, or I'm making people feel like they have to run away. You haven't, and the only time you ever going to have to run if you don't take a recommendation that someone vetted and who is in the know has suggested, so that you aren't leaving out of force, you're leaving out of choice. There are a lot of places where you and your children can be happier and healthier. There's a reason why in Europe, a lot of your European products have 126 chemicals and ingredients that are banned from banned in their country and not the United States. So even when we get products and we get certain kind of things we purchase that are organic, it does not touch a basic thing in Europe, which has 126, I think it's 126 banned ingredients that they won't put in their products to hurt their people. But darn skippy, they'll put it in ours. And to my people who always say, I'm native to the America, if you know that America is in a continent, just putting some logic and reason behind some of your times. Sometimes you have fearful reactions to what I share and just kind of want to sit down and kind of bunker down. America is a continent. You do know that, right? So a continent has north, south, and central. Why do indigenous groups feel that you think our ancestors didn't travel? I come from the Carib and the Taino. We travel. That's why you hear me say my family's from South America. They lived in Central America. They lived also in the Caribbean, and they live now in the States, and they've lived in other places. Because any healthy tribe or tribal-based person would understand that if something is going down and the land isn't right, the animals aren't healthy, or the water's dried up, our tribal mindset was to migrate where it was healthier, where it was plentiful for our children and our tribes. The Americas is huge, y'all. Stop thinking in terms of America as being the only place, USA being the only place in the Americas. You have countries that are expansive, resourceful, and are not chemtrailing the heck out of you. It is the Americas. So stop putting yourself in a box, in a cube, thinking that this is the only place that your native ancestors live. Most of you aren't realizing that within the spectrum of indigenous groups and tribes, they migrated north and south and central all the time. Some of you from the northern groups like Blackfoot, they traveled into Canada. Outside, they traveled into the west and the south, but they weren't fully, that whole colonizing mindset that you have barriers and borders, that's not natural. Those aren't natural borders. My ancestors, the Carib and the Taino, were all in the US Americas and also in South America. We traded with one another. We married into each other's families. That's why I have cellular memories of certain places within all of the Americas. Why are you pinholing yourself to thinking, oh, I'm tribal? Your tribes are not going to be protected here, y'all. I'm sorry. I know people will say, well, stay and fight. If you want to stay and fight, by all means, but you're going to fight against AI. You're going to fight against the Shinwa that are all into all controlling the AI system. You're going to fight against all these entities, seen and unseen, in a space that is already designated for detonation. I'm talking to the moms mostly and mothers, because really in itself, my compassion goes for them, because a lot of times, and it's not to say I don't have compassion to men, but men can move a lot quicker independently, especially if they don't have children. Now, if they have families, men are much more logical. They protect their families, and they're seen as a force when other men come against them. When women are traveling with children and they haven't that male force, I have to give them a preamp. I need to give them a pre-run, like literally, I need to give them a leg up, because I'm speaking to them. A lot of times they're more vulnerable because they don't have necessarily the resources right away. They are a little nervous to travel with their little ones. They may have some restrictions. So I have to give them a little bit more of information to allow them to feel more comfortable to try to be able to have a leg out. But I will tell you, let zero languages scare you. Having my family came here and English was not their first language. Many even know French was. Do I seem like I don't speak English properly? You aren't pinholed into one place. And like I said, I'm in Chile. Big up to my Chileans. Chile is a beautiful country. I hadn't any clue how beautiful this country was. First time in Chile, and I tell you, they left a lasting impression that will stay in my mind forever, and my children's. It is a place that isn't being promoted for you to travel. Their economy is the most stable in South America. It is somewhere where Americans aren't being propagated to come here. And when I came here as an American, oh yes, Willy Wonka does not like that, and nor do they like the promotion of it. The first key is getting your passports. And some of you say, oh, I can't get, you better get it. You better get it. And it better be before they put an extra couple pages on there for the blah, blah. Because at that point, you're going to have to stay where you stay. So that being said, I hope this was helpful. You know, again, the last video, unfortunately, I'm going to upload the last video probably on Patreon. It wasn't something that Willy Wonka liked. I hope this was helpful. Again, you don't have to take anything I say with validity. You can always source everything out, but I'm just giving you a heads up that what's coming is already here and it's already set up. And by the time you hesitate, think it out, try to, you know, flip it, rub it down, is going to be a bigger issue for others because of it. So, you know, again, you can always join me on Patreon. It's not me promoting that, but obviously me creating that space allows for more privatized information. And people who don't like me generally won't come there because they don't want to pay to come somewhere where they don't like me. So I actually love that space for that reason. Also for traveling and so on, I can give recommendations for you to go certain places specifically, not generally like I do here, because again, I'm traveling with my family. Giving you too much specifics, especially with people who don't like me, who want to come here and listen and put energetic things on me, I won't allow them to do that. If they do it, they're going to have to come where I'm at, and they're going to have to come and deal with protection and shields and things that I put on my platforms. So that being said, you know, hopefully this is helpful. Please fact check everything. You know, it's 130 days to the fake election. You already know it's going to be a ish show, okay? And big up to Chile. I haven't seen anybody from Chile on here. This is what I'm saying, y'all. Chile is like, I'm in Chile now. It's so amazing. Chile is, y'all, I'm not gonna big it up enough, but I am pleasantly surprised. So anybody on Chile who's here, let me know. Chile is an economy that is strong. The people are amazing. As a woman of color, and with children of color, I am so grateful to be welcomed. And not even welcome, it's just I can walk without feeling like I'm being watched or monitored. There isn't that kind of prejudice here. Like, listen, I appreciate Chile. So anybody from Chile, I want to give you a big up to you and your beautiful country. The hip hop, the music's off the chain. The fashion is fantastic. The food is amazing. I'm pleasantly surprised. You know what I mean? So I was all the way in Santiago, Chile. I was all the way in the south, and I can really appreciate it from north to south. So remember, I don't just talk about it. I be about it. I don't just start in one arena, but I make sure I go from north to south. I want to feel the country out, and I'm unafraid, gratefully, to be able to do that. I'm your Sag, who has the will, the knowledge, and the ability to be able to source things out. So I will see you guys on Zoom. I think tomorrow. Oh, the draft. Oh, someone asked about the draft. Sovereign asked about the draft. You already know, y'all. What am I telling you to do? You want your children to fight for a president that poops on himself? For a country that's already given up on you? You're going to fight for a country that has not fought for you. You have people, you have right now in Israel, them going buck wild over in Gaza for their border being compromised, whether it's by their government or not. They're going buck wild for their borders being compromised. How come we are not? How come anybody's allowed to cross the border? I come from foreign families. My family had to go through a whole lot of money, resources to be able to come through the borders. And they had to verify, be qualified. They had to go through a whole bunch of like tests. They had to be, have background checks. They had to show and speak the language. Like, how come that's not happening now? Because the country's done. It is Babylon, and it's the exodus out of here. So when you see countries like Israel fighting and battling and doing all kinds of things, the guys, because their borders were done, how come we don't see that here? It's crazy. Okay, so do what you do. You heard my recommendation. I wish everybody well. And also the draft. Moms who have children, we all have children who are in that age range. My recommendation is, as it remains, leave the country. And you know how they have that. I asked the zombies too. You know that scene where they're running out of Babylon, right? And they tell them not to turn around because they'll turn to salt, right? They'll turn to stone. When you leave Babylon and you've made that decision to live a happier, healthier, and more qualified life, refrain from ever turning around. It's unnecessary. There isn't anything that's going to be left here except concentration camps. Maybe I should do the live in YouTube so I can see. Hold on. Let me get a moment. I'll wait until more people check in. But again, I'm coming to you from Zoom. So I have to presume that you can see me. And until I can verify that you don't, I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. I'll let more people check in while I kind of get acclimated to this format. I'm going to actually share some important information. Willy Wonka may take it down. It is what it is. You know the formula. Okay, so welcome to everybody from Zoom. I hope everybody's well. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can come in. Can you guys comment in the actual Zoom live stream? Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna figure out how to see you on Zoom, so just give me a minute. Okay. I wasn't prepared to not see the live, so I can't respond to you. So just give me one moment while I get my laptop while we do this. Okay. Hello, hello. So while you guys are checking in and kind of getting acclimated, this is an important transmission. And I knew I had to make it. And there isn't a better day than the day that you need to share these things. So give me a minute. Again, I can't see comments. I can't see anything. I'm in my Zoom in my own little bubble. Because of that, I'm not going to be able to respond, but I'm going to pull up my laptop too, so I can kind of see the live stream. Hopefully I can see it from there. Melissa, can you actually, hold on, y'all. Hopefully everybody's well. Check on in. The name of the video is The Aleph New Year's, August 8th, solar, right? Solar, eclipse, apocalypse. the fungi, a fungus apocalypse. Okay, so hold on now. Let me get myself qualified to be able to see my live stream too, so I can kind of respond. I don't think I really care. I don't really care. As long as you can see me, I'm fine. Can you just let me know? Can everyone see me? I can't tell. Hold on, y'all. Okay. I see that you guys can see me, so I should be fine. Okay. All right. All right, everybody. I'm assuming you can see me. Welcome to another revelation. um, this is unorthodox. I'm doing it with Zoom because I need to show you something. And again, I wanted to make sure enough people checked in so that you will be able, in case Willy Wonka deletes the video, this is life-changing, life-altering, and it may save you and your family's lives. This isn't just me capping. This is me telling you something that I confirmed my concerns or my original thoughts of what's coming with the eclipse. So it's important for everyone to check in. I try to go on my Rumble, it blocks me. I try to come on here on my computer, it blocks me. So no further ado, so long as you can see me, that's all that matters. I can kind of zhuzh up the image later on, okay? So for everyone who doesn't know, August 8th, we're having an average. Let me just explain. We've had solar eclipses before. Many of you remember the last solar eclipse we had, full solar eclipse was, I think it was in this 2017 or 16. I think it was 2017. Many of you remember it. I loved it. They told me not to look up with glasses, but I looked straight up and I gratefully had my eyesight got better. Don't you do it. I'm not recommending that anybody do it. Please just know that I did it and I was fine. Okay. I had a lot of wonderful things happen after that last solar eclipse. And I know a lot of people were saying that there's a lot of superstitions regarding solar eclipses, right? Catastrophe wars come with solar eclipses, um, pandemics, viruses, and mass destruction all are created during solar eclipses. So for that reason, people have a lot of superstition regarding the solar eclipse. But this particular solar eclipse is the first time that you've ever seen your Willy Wonka system give such warning and caution with this eclipse. And I want to say this. The eclipse brings an energy, but anything that is utilizing the energy could manifest something that could be nefarious and also positive. For those of you who know or experienced the last solar eclipse and you were conscious then, you can go back to see what things occurred during that time, after that time. Can you remember how you felt? Can you remember the things that were coming about in your life? Were there any things that kind of manifested with that solar eclipse? Now, for those checking in, I can't see you. I'm on Zoom and I had to share some things with you on Zoom. So for that reason, I needed to make sure that I was able to show you images because we do have a fungal apocalypse, a fungus among us apocalypse coming. And I'm going to go into that. I can't, let me give you my, my PSA before I start, because you know Willy Wonka always comes from me. I am a trans panda slash bird slash frog slash gay man, that's my new one, slash Jewish Ashkenazi man, and a deranged Black man. Okay, these are the things that I've associated myself, and I feel that I am, you know, a trans of those things. So when you come for me, just know that I am, this is a comedy skit. This isn't real. I'm a liar. I'm sociopath, psychopath, whatever, whatever. So hopefully I cover all those things in my PSA. Okay, so let's get into it. It's a shame that in YouTube, that's what I have to do to be able to share these things with you. Okay, so um, there is a soul her. Get it? Soul her. Okay. I don't want to get into that because that could be controversial. We don't want to get any more controversial than what I'm going to share with you, which is pertinent and important. I can't see your comments. I'm on Zoom. I'm just going to share things with you. Hopefully you can see me. It says, I think it says, I don't even know. I think I'm live on. I think I'm live. I think I'm on. I hope. Okay. I can't tell. Okay. We'll just assume that you can see me. Okay. Let me see if I can see if I'm on. I can't tell y'all. They may have already taken me off. I had to go through this 50 million times before I came on. So let me just verify if I'm still on YouTube. It doesn't say oh, it does. No, 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 no. I'm sorry, y'all. I do see the live up there. I'm sorry. You know, my seasoned wisdom age, sometimes I don't notice the obvious. The obvious is that live is there. Okay, so, okay. So we have the soul her.